There are 5 mistakes disabled Americans make on SSDI that can get their checks cut off completely in 2026. I have been on disability for years, and I have watched friends lose everything over things they did not even know were against the rules. Social Security does not warn you. They do not call. They send a letter, and by the time you open it, the damage is done. So before that envelope shows up at your door, I want to walk you through what actually triggers a review, what gets your benefits suspended, and what nobody at the SSA office is going to tell you straight. Mistake number 1 is working over the SGA limit, and this is the one that catches the most people. SGA stands for Substantial Gainful Activity. In 2026, that limit is around $1,620 a month for non-blind recipients. If you earn even $1 over that for too many months, the SSA flags your file for a continuing disability review. I know people who picked up extra hours at a part-time job for Christmas money and ended up losing their entire benefit. The rules do not care that you needed the cash. They care about the number on your pay stub. And here is what most people do not realize. The SSA does not just look at your wages. They look at self-employment income, gig work, online sales, and even Cash App payments tagged as business income. If you are selling crafts on Etsy, driving for DoorDash on a good day, or running a small side hustle, that income counts. They cross-reference with the IRS. They cross-reference with state unemployment offices. By the time the letter arrives saying you exceeded SGA, they already have 9 months of data on you, and you owe back the overpayment. Mistake number 2 is failing to report a marriage. If you are on SSI, marriage can absolutely destroy your benefits because they will start counting your spouse's income against you. SSDI is a little different, but if you are receiving disabled adult child benefits through a parent's record, getting married usually ends those benefits permanently. People get married at the courthouse, never tell the SSA, and a year later get a letter saying they owe $20,000 in overpayment. The marriage record is public. They will find out. They always find out. Mistake number 3 is medical improvement that you forgot to mention. The SSA does what they call a Continuing Disability Review, or CDR, on a schedule. For some recipients, it is every 3 years. For others, it is every 5 or 7. When that review comes, they pull your medical records. If your doctor wrote down that you are doing better, that you have new mobility, that your symptoms have improved, even if you do not feel better, that note can be used to argue you are no longer disabled. Many people get cut off, not because they recovered, but because their chart said the wrong thing. If this is the first time anyone has actually explained how SSDI gets pulled out from under you, do me a favor and hit subscribe. I am Jason, this is Rolling Disaster, and I cover the stuff the system never wants you to know about. We are halfway through the list. The next 2 mistakes are the ones that catch the most people off guard, because they involve things you would never think the government is even watching. Mistake number 4 is missing paperwork deadlines. When the SSA sends you a request for updated medical information, a function report, or a work activity questionnaire, you have a window to respond, usually 30 days. If you miss that window, they can suspend your benefits without holding a hearing. No phone call, no second notice, just a letter saying your check is paused pending compliance. I have seen people whose mail got lost, whose mail got delivered to the wrong unit, whose mail sat unopened during a hospital stay, and every one of them ended up fighting to get their benefits restored. The fix here is simple, but most people do not do it. Open every single piece of mail from the SSA the day it arrives. If you cannot reliably get to your mailbox, designate someone you trust to check it for you. Set up a My Social Security online account at ssa.gov so you can see notices digitally. And if you ever get a request for paperwork, respond before the deadline, even if your answer is incomplete, because submitting something on time is better than submitting nothing at all. Mistake number 5 is the one that has exploded in the last 3 years, and it is social media. The SSA now openly admits they review public social media posts during fraud investigations and continuing disability reviews. If you post a video of yourself dancing, hiking, lifting weights, or doing anything that looks inconsistent with the limitations you reported on your application, that footage can be used against you. It does not matter if it was your one good day in 6 months. It does not matter if you paid for it the next day. They see the post. This does not mean you have to go offline. It means you need to be aware. Set your accounts to private. Be careful what you tag yourself in. Understand that if a family member posts a photo of you having a good moment, that photo can show up in your case file. I am not telling you to live in fear. I am telling you the rules of the game most disabled people are playing without ever being handed a rule book. The thing that ties all 5 of these together is documentation. Every mistake I just walked through is preventable if you keep records. Save your pay stubs. Save your medical visit notes. Save copies of every letter the SSA sends you and every letter you send back. Build a folder. Keep a calendar of CDR review dates. The disabled people I know who have stayed on benefits for decades without trouble are the ones who treat their case file like a part-time job, because in a real way, that is exactly what it is. If you have ever been blindsided by a letter from the SSA, drop a comment and tell me which one of these 5 mistakes hit closest to home, because somebody scrolling past your comment is going to need to read it. Hit that subscribe button if this saved you a headache, and I will keep covering the stuff the system never wants you to know about. This is Jason from Rolling Disaster, and I will see you in the next one.